How's it going, everybody? How's it going? Welcome aboard CardboardSim. How y'all doing today? Oh, so UD, how goes it? I decided to start a little early this evening. It's Friday. Go ahead and get this thing on out the way for the weekend get started. Depending on how things look, I'll probably continue to stream all the way through the weekend. We'll see how it goes, but today is just kind of a wrap it up for the Aussie Oceania side of things. Yeah. Hey Howard, how's it going? So yeah, that's what I decided to do. So we are going to be taking off from the northeast of New Zealand, Gisborne, and we're gonna trot over to the northwest side, over to Auckland. So we shall see how this flight goes. Everything should go good tonight. I check, triple check, quadruple check, 10 checked. So hopefully this will be a better stream than the last couple that I've had. So sounds good, day. So we shall see how it goes. I had a plan for this trip, and the plan didn't go according to plan. So I might have to put it on another one. I'm gonna have to sneak it in on one of the other ones. Well, let's get this thing cranked up because it's getting warm in here. So pre-flight is complete. Seatbelts are fastened. No passengers. All avionics is off. Circuit breakers are all in. Flaps are up. Gear is down. Lights as required. Fuel selector. We are going to the fullest tank. And let me see something real quick. Okay. Alternators, battery switch is coming on. Let's prime, and profit mixture is full rich. Throttle's full in. Let's primer up. Okay. Crack throttle just a little bit. Let's get it cranked up. All right. We have a good start. Except this little booger right here. So let's see something real quick. Checking on something. Let's get some air going on in here. Ooh. Ah, yes. Some good old air. Okay. All right. So, let's see what we got going on here. All's good there. And we're good. Okay, so, alright, so let's pick up ATIS 1264. maybe. Might not get ATIS from where we are sitting. Let's go here. No weather. Not even a METAR? Nothing? Oh. Okay. Let's go SkyOps on 12211. See if I get something there. Oh, what we got going on here? Are we not I know it's probably gonna jump over here too. That's what it normally does. Wait a second. What we got going on here? That's probably why you're not working. Oh, hold on one second. Just when you think you got everything set up. It was just working. Okay, so you are working. Alright. I just want to make sure you're working. That's what I thought. It's never a dull moment in the sim. So I am trying to get weather here, and we are having issues. 1264. 1264. That is the ATIS. And I'm getting nothing. Alright, well, I'll just ask. Tower, so 1182. Gisborne Tower, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa, looking to pick up IFR clearance to Auckland.
Nobody is listening on 118.2.
Well then, what is your... One 256? Obviously, somebody's listening because you said something to me. Crazy. Gisborne Tower, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa. Looking to pick up IFR clearance to Auckland.
I'll have your clearance in just a second. Bonanza 424, Romeo. Papa, Gisborne Tower. You still have an open flight plan. Please be sure to close that one first via the new flight button.
Alright, I'll tell you what. We'll take it this way then. Gisborne Tower, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa would like to cancel IFR and would like and request flight following to Auckland at 8,000.
Bonanza 424, Romeo. Papa, Gisborne Tower, taxi to general aviation parking at your discretion. Monitor this frequency.
That's not what I said.
Bonanza 4, Romeo Papa. You still have an open flight plan. Please be sure to close that one first via the new flight button.
Oh, y'all not about to irritate me tonight. Oh, y'all not about to do this to me tonight. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's do this here. Just when you think everything is smooth. Let's just go new flight. Alright.
Gisborne Tower, Stingray,
Okay.
November 239 Alpha Zulu with Foxtrot holding runway 32. Request departure clearance ready for takeoff. Destination today is NZWR. Climbing to an altitude of 8,000 with a departure heading of 324.
Stingray, 9er Alpha Zulu, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff. Stingray 9er Alpha Zulu, thank you. Have a wonderful day, Chris.
All right. Let's try this again. So I filed an IFR, or I filed a flight plan, but for some odd reason we're having issues with that. Maybe I missed the time or something. Gisborne Tower, Bonanza 424, Papa is at General Aviation, looking to pick up flight following to Auckland at 8,000.
Bonanza 424 Romeo. Papa, Gisborne Tower, Squawk 5472. Maintain VFR at or below 8,000 feet. Departure on 125.39.
Maintain VFR at or below 8,000, Squawk 5452, departure on 125.39, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, read that, correct.
Alright, let's go ahead and get that in, 12539. And we'll go ahead and get 8,000 dialed in. Okay. Cool. Alright. Get trim set up. 4 taxi, avionics is on. 80 is copy. Gisborne Tower, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa. What's current weather?
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, wind 090 at 6 knots.
And Gisborne Tower, could you give the current altimeter?
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, UNH 1018.
1018, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa. Thank you. Alright. So we'll do brake tests once we get rolling. Lights are set. And we are good to go. Okay. Gisborne Tower, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa's ready to taxi.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, taxi to runway 32 at your discretion, huh?
Taxi to runway 32 at my discretion. Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa. Okay, so 32, I'm gonna have to back taxi. Alright, taxi lights are coming on. Brakes are released. And let's get her turned around. All right. Quick brake check. Brakes are good. Go and get takeoff flaps are set. And we're gonna back taxi runway 32. So we are clear, final, and clear down the runway. Let's get some landing lights and strobes going. Let's get 32 dialed in.
Kiwi Air 415, you're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved for Kiwi Air 415.
Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and
Kiwi Air
assume that
415, frequency
the
change
run up was
approved.
good. And what's going on here? There we go. Windows are latched, seats are erect, PDOT not required. Transponder is on and on altitude, and we'll be ready to go. Okay. Gisborne Tower, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa's holding at runway 32, ready for departure.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, runway 32, wind 090 at 7, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff. Runway 32, Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa. Alright, brakes are released. There we go. Alright, let's roll. Lined up. Okay. Got you, Glenn. Alright. Power is set. Airspeed is alive. There's set. Rotate. Positive rate gear is coming up. Gain a little bit of speed here. Speed checks, flaps coming up, lights coming out. Lined up, runway 32, not holding 3. Okay, cool. Everything is looking good. Okay. Landing gears up, climb power 25, 25. Let me.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, contact departure on 125.390.
Switch to departure on 125.39. Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa, good day. Departure, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is climbing through 1,900 for 8,000.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, Gisborne approach, radar contact.
Okay, 25 and 25. V climb 87. Cruise climb is 120. Okay. On the engine test, make sure it's required. Cowl flaps is required. Landing lights are off. And we're good there. Alright, cool. After takeoff checks complete, we'll keep mixture and prop full in until about 5,000, and then we'll start leaning her out. Okay, so we're good there. Let's go ahead and go. This baby really like to climb. So, according to this checklist, which is an approved Beechcraft Bonanza checklist, now this is for a BES35 model. Its cruise climb is 120 knots. I'm dialed in at 1,000 feet per minute and I'm still smoking. Right now I'm doing 128. I'm gonna dial it up to 1200 V speed. See if that puts me around to 120. Let's bring it down to 1100. I think 1100 is the sweet spot. Alright, there's 5,000. We're going to go ahead and lean her out. Peaked out at 130. Coast, cow flaps. It's about 13 and a half, 14 gallons. Okay. Where are you going? First of all, that is not. Where are we going to keep it? Oh, I know why, because that was another one of those situations where I had loaded up a flight plan, but for some odd reason this time around the TDS GTN didn't like some of the waypoints, so I had to delete them out of there, but I still have them here. So I was trying to figure out why I wasn't following what I'm seeing on my tablet, because flight plan is a little different. But that's okay though. So we got pretty much Keepa, and then pretty much a straight shot over to waypoints can change between international databases versions, which can be the problem there. The AirAct is the database and have quarterly releases in the year. See, I thought that SimBrief keeps up with those, which I find crazy, because SimBrief and the I'm on the paid version. That's what I find crazy. But for some odd reason, the 750 didn't recognize some of the waypoints, which I find crazy, because I did a auto generate on the flight plan for today's flight through SimBrief. So that's kind of weird. No, actually they're not. I keep both of these up to date. So whenever SimBrief updates, it updates within the 750 as well. And I run the same ARAC cycle as the actual SimBrief website. But I'm gonna do some digging on that to see, because this flight plan that I created, I guess you can say, or SimBrief auto generated for me, I have some. It was pretty. It looks like right now it didn't recognize the departure, because Keepa is the first waypoint, and Megan is the transition, but for some odd reason it didn't see it. But then what's even more crazy is the waypoints that are in between. It's not even seeing those. Which they should, because Osnum is technically my top of descent, but it doesn't see that. Weird. So I think what I might end up doing is we getting into a little bit of clouds here, but that's okay. Even though I'm not. So how does that work? So well, actually I'm VFR, so I gotta follow VFR rules. Never mind. I answered my own question. So I think what I might do. Yo, bunny, what do you do? I'll just fly my route according to what I see. I'll just have to do it in heading mode, which is fine. I mean, honestly, it's really not too far off. I just kind of want to get the coastline and just kind of run that for a little while, and then I mean, it'll pretty much run me all the way to the, I'm gonna run coastal until I hit what is that, Caddy, I think that's how you say that. You can follow waypoints when VFR. You just need to technically keep visual reference to the ground based on maps in real life. You'll be identifying roads, rivers, mountains, landmarks. Just keep track of where you are. VFR available. Okay, I got you. I think it's a solo not catching up with waypoints. Well, see, here's the thing, Bunny. The flight plan is not from FlightSim. It's from SimBrief. So it's a more accurate, you know, up-to-date flight plan, if that makes sense. Which SimBrief doesn't have a problem. VFR just can't rely on GPS alone. Ah, okay. So even if you loaded in waypoints, or you loaded in your own kind of, it's kind of pretty much a direct to type of thing, VFR versus a flight plan, because you're not actually flying to, like, your waypoints in VFR is different than flying an actual IFR. Yeah, see, that's what so that's the thing. So the TDS, but see, are you running the PMS or the TDS? I think you're running the TDS, right, Bunny? The PMS. Okay, so they run a totally different database than the GTN750. The 750, the TDS model is practically the real thing because it actually runs Garmin database, which is practically the real thing. And so that's always been the hard part, is getting things to sync up. So now, like, if I were to build a flight plan in, let's say, fresh out of Microsoft Flight Simulator, then all I have to do then is just convert it from a PLN file to a GFP file so that the TDS GTN 750 can read it. Now, I never really had a problem doing that, but for some odd reason, anytime I file, well, I won't say all the time. I think it just depends on where I'm at. And I mean, kind of like what Glenn said, it just might very well be that something is not up to date than the other. Because I normally keep all my stuff on a daily update, especially when it comes to the GPS, or like, you know, like the avionics and SimBrief and all that. It is very green in New Zealand. Like, it looks like the green, it's like, it's just a very, very healthy green. like very deep, like full of trees. The charts will show the procedure charts and not in the actual procedure. Huh. So you can't, so on some of the charts you can't even really fly a full IFR approach. Like it'll show you the procedure, but it's not. So you would probably, could you manually load those points in? Like, so if you load a flight plan from point, you know, from start to finish, and then let's say the procedure, the approach procedure doesn't show up, can you manually go in and load those waypoints in, or well, load the approach in, shall I say? Okay, so just keeping an eye on this thing. We'll just maintain current heading here. So we got the coastline out there. We got this. We got a little river road, a little valley underneath us here that goes all the way out. So we also have November Zulu Oscar Papa. So if anything were to happen, the goal would be to try to float over there. Which, if I look at, let's see here. So that airport is 10.5 miles. And about the 1 o'clock. Well, that would be a place to try and land if I were to lose it. When missing, I just load the chart and go visual, tracing the chart. The waypoints won't be available or missing. That's why I think a solo may be the culprit. Well, yeah, that's true. Asobo only gives you really basic waypoints. You really have to do a lot of user waypoints out of you know, flight sim than you would, you know, using something like SimBrief. Alright, Glenn, I got a question for you. So, in VFR mode, you're allowed 3 mile, you gotta have 3 miles of visual, right? Like, you gotta be able to see within 3 miles. You gotta be 1,000 above clouds, 500 below, and you got 5 miles on both sides, or pretty much all the way around, right? If I make that makes sense. So in a situation like this where there's scattered cloud coverage but they're very thin, so technically can I fly through one of these? Or technically I shouldn't be flying through none of them whatsoever, even though they're very thin clouds and I can see 3 miles out. Like, how does that really work? Because if that's the case, then I need to I need to drop down. Which I might want to drop down anyway, because I really don't need to be this high. I only wanted to come this high to clear those mountains. So I'll tell you what, let's come down to let's step down to 5 for the time being. I think that should put me underneath those clouds anyway. It's very, very nice out here, man. Very nice. New Zealand actually holds some of the greatest filmography, I guess you can say, and some of the greatest movies like Jurassic Park, Lord of the Rings. I think there was another movie that they filmed out here too. Yeah, Glenn, it's very nice out here. It's very nice. It looks very peaceful. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like when you watch the news and you know, you watch what's going on in the world and stuff like that. Like, there are just certain places in the world that you never hear about them, ever. You never hear about Australia. You never hear about New Zealand. You know? There's a lot of places throughout Europe you've never heard these. You probably don't even know that these countries exist because you've never heard of them.
Romeo, Papa, Gisborne approach, contact bay departure on 119.5.
So there's no 119.5 and there's a 4 Romeo Papa today. Bay departure, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa is 6,100 for 5,000.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, bay departure, greeting, QNH 1018.
1018, Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa. Okay. Got a little bit of a headwind going, but that's okay. So I was messing around with DLSS earlier, just to see how much more of a performance I can get running DLSS versus TAA. And it's a bittersweet situation, because if I run DLSS quality with FrameGen, my front monitor and my left monitor runs perfect. The right one lags by a couple, which I've always had that issue when it comes to running FrameGen. I can never get all three to work at the, simultaneously. Two always goes together, and then one just kind of lags behind. But then, what I don't like about DLSS is it downscales the image, right? But the whole purpose of DLSS is for it to downscale. Well, it downscales and then upscales. So it's kind of one of those reverse engineering type things. So that you can still get the quality that you're looking for. But when you run TAA, you're getting pretty much 100% render. There's no downscaling, none of that. What you see is what you get. And I've just noticed that if I run DLSS with FrameGen, like I said, two screens run butter smooth. The right one doesn't. It does alright, but it lags. If I run just DLSS without FrameGen, it does okay across all three, but then the quality has now diminished because of the downscale. But when I run TAA, no FrameGen, this is what you get. So whatever one screen is running, I'm getting it across all boards. So this is running smooth, that one's running smooth, that one's running smooth. And it just depends on, where I'm at in the world. So, right now here, there's not too much going on. I haven't downloaded any custom scenery or anything of the sort. So I'm probably running, I would say, anywhere from 40-45 frames. And like I said, I don't chase frames. I just look for performance. As long as my performance is flyable, then I'm cool with it. Yes, there is a big difference from, let's say, running 60 frames and running 30. You can see a difference between 30 and 60. But 30 is still a flyable situation. Matter of fact, 25 is a flyable situation. It just depends on how your setup is running. A lot of people be like, oh, if you're not running 75 frames a second, then it's worthless. Nah. You'd be amazed at how well your sim can perform at 30 frames and even 25. And I could understand if you were flying like a fighter in flight sim. Okay, yeah, you need the faster frames because you're moving a lot faster. But for GA aircraft, in particular, you really don't need all of it. The sim will run just fine and it'll look just fine without it. So after doing my little test and stuff, and I went back again, so Island Sim Pilot dropped another video earlier today, regarding the DLSS4 update, because NVIDIA also did a NVIDIA app update as well. So there was a couple steps in this video that that was missing in the previous video, but for the most part it's the same. There's just a couple things that need to be changed, I guess, to really make DLSS4 like work to its full capacity. So when you go and you're messing around in the what is that thing called? There is a program that you have to use. I can't think of the name of it right now, but there's a program that you have to use, and you have to go in and manually change the presets. Well, in that same program, there are some changes that you have to make to FrameGen. So whether you're doing the FrameGen mod for the 2000, 3000 series graphics cards, or you have a 4000 or 5000 series card. So with me being in the 4000 series market, there was a step where you had to enable the FrameGen override. So it was like FrameGen override, and then there was like an SG override and an RG or something crazy like that. But you have to override all those. Now, if you have the FrameGen mod with a 2000 or 3000 series card, then you don't want to enable the FrameGen override. So I went through and I did all those steps and cranked it up. And once again, I mean, it's definitely it's a very, very noticeable improvement from DLSS3. I'll just say that. And I feel like anybody that goes from DLSS3 to DLSS4, regardless of your setup, you're going to notice a difference. Like, you're going to. Like, if you don't notice a difference, then you did something wrong. You got to go back and retrace your steps. We kind of swing left here. Kind of get out of that, get away from that cloud there. You know, I really like the I prefer Accuseason weather than Flight Sim's live weather. Well, I'll say for clouds at least. The clouds and lighting and cloud, like the cloud textures, the depth of the clouds, and like the color of the skies, like, it's so much more real than just live weather. And the Accuseason still brings you weather. And pretty much live weather, it's just, you're just loading in a different you know, it's just a different approach to your weather, if that makes sense, like your cloud coverage and stuff like that. So if you don't have Accuseason, I would look into getting it. And the cool thing about Accuseason is there are like countless ways to set up your weather. Like, it isn't just a couple presets. Like, you can how you want your clouds to look, the color of the clouds, the skies. A little bit of turbulence there. Shoot, if it stays like this, I'm gonna have to get down some more. All right. Let's go down a little bit. She's a little bumpy right here. Let's go down to 4. Yeah, like I said, I mean, as far as like the season of how the weather looks. So like right now, mine is set up for like an autumn evening type deal, but to me, it just gives, I don't know, it just looks more real to me. So you can play around with the settings and fine tune how you would like your weather to look in your seasons and stuff like that. It's a very, very cool piece of software. I will look into it.
Sebastian, negative. I am currently on the nav approachable ready and do not need to turn right. Uniform Alpha Tango.
Uniform Alpha Tango, turn right, heading 245.
Negative. I'm already on the nav approach. Uniform Alpha Tango.
Are y'all hearing the ATC? Y'all should be hearing the ATC. Let me make sure. Y'all should be though. So we are approaching Tauranga. Weather seems to be a whole lot better. Down at 4. So I would say for enhancement mods to liven up your sim, and I mean this doesn't even have to be, you know, a top dog setup. You can actually download these enhancements even on a low to mid grade setup and change the whole outcome of what you see. So starting with map enhancement. That is a free enhancement. You get it from FlightSim.2. I would definitely get that. Download that and run your Bing maps. The new Bing maps is a whole lot better than the default that you get in the sim. The colors, it takes away the gamey vibe when you're looking outside. Like, it brings the colors and draws them down to a more realistic model. So when you're looking at it, it actually looks real. It doesn't look like I'm actually flying in a game, you know? So that's one. For 2, I would get Accuseason. Now that's a payware, but it's worth it to me. It's worth it. That'll change how things look. For 3, I would get airport textures. That's also a payware, but it gives you a better immersion and feel when you're at airports. So you can change the textures of the taxiways and runways. So for instance, like me, I like I like runways and taxiways to be fresh, like when it's like freshly painted. Like I like the way that looks, so you can set that up. If you're a person where you like the old, you know, these runways and taxiways been ran down, it's a little bit more used and abused, you can set it up that way. So, and they have other settings too, so that's something that another enhancement. 3, it's another payware, but I would get the Global Trees HD. It's in Orbix. That enhances your trees, so your trees just don't look all, you know, cookie cutter. You know, it actually gives you different tree shapes, different sizes, different colors. You can also get different types of grass, how thick, light, you know, and then you can change the seasons, you know, within the trees and grass, so it kind of gives you different colors, you know. So, hey Speedy, how's it going? I notice a difference, and I'm on a 2080. I'm on my ATS grind. I see you building truck setups. Bunny, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. I am on a mission to... I have 3 major components left in this sim. So I can't even begin to think about building anything else until those 3 objects are in here. Maybe 4. Maybe 5. I don't know. We'll see. It all depends. But definitely 3. I would actually love to build a truck sim. I miss driving, to be honest with you. But I retired my CDLs back in 2020. I told myself when I shut down, I'm shutting down for good. I'm not going back out there. So I didn't even want to keep them L's on me for a backup. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. But it was fun while it lasted. 8 years on the road did me some good. But yeah, getting back to enhancements. Oh, real quick, Bunny, do you have the frame gen mod? You got the 2080, so you can run frame gen. You just got to get the frame gen mod, which is a simple process. I was running that on my 2080 Super, and that made a big difference. So running frame gen, oh yeah, you got to get it. You got to get it. Matter of fact, when I'm done with this flight tonight, I'll get the video, because if I remember correctly, Island Sim Pilot, he actually talked about getting the frame gen mod as well. So I'll drag that. I'll get that link and I'll send it to you in the Discord. So at least you'll have it available for you whenever you decide you want to take a stab at it. It's not hard to do. But yeah, as far as enhancement, those are pretty much, I would start off with those first, and then slowly start working your way into like adding scenery packages and, you know, custom libraries and things like that. And of course, depending on your space, you don't ever want to max out your hard drives, because then your computer actually slow down. But if you got the space, start building you a well, I won't say build, but just start picking up little custom sceneries on FlightSim.2. Those are all freeware for the most part. Some of them are payware depending, but most of them, if they're payware, they're either coming from Orbix, or they're coming from, you know, the Microsoft store itself. But for the most part, most of them are free. So, and start off with the places that you really enjoy flying around in. Don't go for the heavy hitters, because unless you got it like that. Because I'm telling you, I downloaded the Vegas scenery. That's a heavy hitter. If your computer can't handle it, don't do it. Because even mine, I haven't flown in Vegas since the DLSS update, because you know that just updated this week. So I don't know, maybe sometime tomorrow I might go out there and see what it does. You know, I downloaded LaGuardia with the Samsung New York scene scenery. Heavy hitters. Stick with light stuff like little airports here and there. You know, like things like that. Like it brings so much more. And then as well, you could also add the VF. I always forget how it goes. Somebody knows how it's we love VFR, or VFR love, or something like that. There's 3 different files that you have to download because it's 3 different regions. They're on FlightSim.2. And what's so unique about these, it is so good for VFR flying because it adds just a little level of detail. Like it actually adds the smokes in the smokestacks. You know, it adds you know, more bridges. It adds more towers, and you know, all the little intricate things that would stand out.
For Romeo Papa. Contact Christchurch info department on 123.8.
Going to 1238, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa today. Christchurch info, Bonanza 424 on your pop-up level at 4,000.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa. Christchurch info departure. Kia Aura. QNH 1018.
1018, Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa. Yeah. So those little things go a long way when you're low and slow like what we do. Like all these little things, man, it's to help just bring in the immersion. And if you're really doing like enclosed sim like mine, you really want to have those things because it makes a world of a difference. It brings the sim to life even the more. And if you take all of those and you stack them on top of each other, man, I mean, it's just a wonderful experience. A little bit more. Don't really have that much further, but let me see. We're looking we're roughly 20 minutes out. We'll get a little closer and I'll see if I can pick up. I wonder if I can pick it up this far out. Let me see. Let's try it. So we got METAR as of 12 minutes ago in Auckland. Winds are 230 at 11. Visibility is good. Temperature 24, dew point 17. Humidity 65. Altimeter is 1018. Okay. So we'll be landing the runway 23 left. Yep, that puts us 11 knots on the nose with those winds. Okay. So once we hit Maris, that should put us at about 20 miles out. I'll make my call in. And yeah. Get ready to bring her on in. So we land 23 left. I want to see. Touchdown is just past Alpha 2. GA parking is at right off of Alpha 2 at Charlie 4. We got a two fast taxiways. I wonder if I can put her down right before then and get off on Alpha 3. Alpha. If not, I'll just take the high speed taxiway of Alpha 4 and then bring it back around to GA parking. Okay. You know, I always like flying over like mountaintops and then just kind of open up to like a valley, you know, like just kind of just drop down into this nice bowl. It's very nice. You know what these mountains remind me of? And everybody might not be knowing what I'm talking about. But these mountains remind me of, especially these ones over here. They remind me of Tafiti. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I give you a hint. It's from a cartoon movie. Very popular. Very, very popular. Who can guess that? Don't nobody know what I'm talking about? Who here has seen Moana? Anybody? Am I the only one here got kids? There's a lot.
Bonanza 4, Romeo Papa, contact Auckland Control Departure on 123.45.
Switching to Auckland Control Departure on 123.45, Bonanza 4 on Papa today. Auckland Control Departure, Bonanza 424, we're going to pop a level at 4,000.
Bonanza 424 Romeo, Papa Auckland Control Departure, Kia or QNH 1017.
1017, Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa. Okay, so just over these mountains here, these hills, shall I say. Oh, that's kind of cool. Right down here at the bottom, at the coastal edge there, you see like the trees. Then like a mini beach right behind it. So we are roughly 12 minutes or so out. That's crazy. This wind got that trim wheel rocking, y'all. That's pretty cool to see. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's little touches like that. Like, it just livens up the sim. You know, seeing the trim wheel move on autopilot. That's crazy. How far Flight Sim has come. You know what, Glenn? You know, I was thinking about that. I think what I'm going to start doing, because vatsim woke me up. That's why I had forgot my book that time. Because I'm so used to just looking at my tablet. I'm going to have to figure it out. I done got spoiled with this thing. Go ahead and get used to using my pen and paper. And like you were saying, you know, you're supposed to really go by, you know, landmarks and roads and things like that. We are 24 miles out. Okay. Okay. So make our call out here in a couple miles. That is nice, y'all. Oh my goodness, that's
Bonanza 4, Romeo Papa, contact Auckland Tower on 118.7.
switching to 1187, Bonanza 4, Romeo Papa. Get it. It's like a lake sitting up in there. It's kind of crazy. Auckland Tower, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa, level at 4,000.
Bonanza 424, Romeo, Papa Auckland Tower, roger. Maintain VFR at or below 8,000 feet.
Maintain VFR at or below 8,000 feet. Bonanza 4, Romeo Papa. Matter of fact, I might as well go ahead and make my call in. There's some more right there. So it's almost like a river or something. It's kind of. Oh no, it's two separate bodies of water. It's like two different lakes. That's pretty cool. Auckland Tower, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is 19 miles east of the field at 4,000 inbound, runway 23 left, full stop.
Bonanza 4, Romeo Papa, enter left base for runway 23 left. Winds 210 at 11, runway 23 left. Clear to land.
Enter left base, runway 23 left, clear to land. Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa. Okay. So we are clear. So let's go ahead and start stepping her down to, let's see. So we're going down to 1,000 feet. Are you going to Australia? New Zealand? Yeah. New Zealand at the moment, like Glenn said, Bunny. We get back to the States. Check out Provo, Utah. Okay. I will screenshot that so I have that as a remembrance. Alright, autopilot is coming off. We can go ahead and hand fly this the rest of the way in. Okay. Descent power as required. Mixture adjust. ATIS has been received. Cow flaps is closed. We are below 5, so prop and mixture is full rich. Let's start slowing it down just a little bit. Before landing, check seat belts, check fuel selector. We are on the fullest tank. Cow flaps as required. Mixture as required. Landing gear down at 167. Flaps required. As required at 135. Approach speeds is 90. Short approach is 78. Before landing checklist complete. Okay, so we got the field out there off the nose. What y'all digging over there? That's just how I'm looking at it. Just how I'm looking at it, I guess. right. Let's go visual for 23 left. Activate that. Slow it down a little bit more, lose a little bit more of this altitude. So I don't know exactly if y'all can probably see it, but there are like little towers, like can't really tell what kind of towers they are. Oh, actually they look like cranes. So like I said, I don't know if you can see them, but there's cranes out here, and those are the little things that the I Love VFR, or for VFR lovers or something like that. That's what it adds. Alright. So, speed checks. Gear is coming down. Lights are coming on. Very nice out here. Speed checks first, notch of flaps coming in. Second notch flaps coming in. A little high, let's slow her up a little bit. Keep that nose up. Alright, we're bringing her down a little bit. Still a little high. Alright, there we are. That's where I want to be. See if we can keep that. Alright, gears down, flap is down. We got the runway, lights are set. We are landing.
Singapore 665, contact departure.
Contact departure, Singapore 665, goodbye.
Kodiak 8 Romeo Kilo, good day. How can I assist you? New Zealand 90, contact ground on 12.3.0.
Alright, we are down. We'll go ahead and take this high speed. Oh, they got that one closed off anyway. So you can't even take that one.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, welcome to Auckland. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Switching the ground on 1219, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa, good day, thank you. Alright, flaps up. Cow flaps are open. Actually, we'll finish that
Bonanza
after.
424 Romeo Papa. Auckland ground, you're already on ground frequency.
Was I pressing the button? Auckland ground, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is clear runway 23 left, holding short on runway Alpha 4, looking for general aviation parking. Did you not hear me? Auckland ground, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is clear, runway 23 left, holding short on Alpha 4, looking for GA parking.
Bonanza 4 Romeo Papa, taxi to general aviation parking via Alpha 4, Alpha, Bravo 6, Delta 1. Good day.
Taxi to GA parking via Alpha 4, Alpha, Bravo 6, Delta 1. Bonanza 4, Romeo Papa, good day. Bravo 6. Delta 1. Oh, you got me over there? Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's get on out of here. Why would you send me over there? General aviation parking is right there. You got me going over to domestic apron.
Open ground, Venom 69 requesting taxi 33 left.
Okay.
69, push start approved, Open ground, Venom.
Well, that's where he told me to go, so I'm gonna go that way.
Taxi runway 23 left.
Alpha 4, Alpha, Bravo 6.
Kilo, Bravo 1, Alpha 1, Venom 69.
I guess it is. Just go that way. Alright, cool. Welcome to Auckland. What we got out here? Oh, we got a couple VTLs out here. And here is a Delta 1. Or Bravo 6 to Delta 1, shall I say? Very nice, very nice. I don't know why they got those over there at the gate. That's kind of weird. Let's see here. Where I want to park. Find me a parking spot. Got some TBMs out here. Like a couple citations. Look like some pilot is out here too. I think that's what that's supposed to be modeling. Let's see what we got here. Not bad for default scenery. So I don't get no parking spot. Is that what y'all saying? Come park next to this TBM, I guess. There's the van waiting for me.
Venom 33 requesting taxi. Venom 33, push and start approved, face south. Auckland ground Venom 33, request taxi to runway 23 left. Foxtrot Kilo, Bravo 1 Alpha 1, Venom 33.
Alright, there we go. Shutdown procedures. Avionics is off. Electrical equipment all off. Mixture. You got to cut it. And hops time, which I don't have. Go ahead and turn mags off, fuel off, batteries off. And that is it, y'all. That should do it. That should do it. Hope you guys enjoyed this flight along with me in New Zealand. Like I said, I might do a flight tomorrow night. We'll see how it goes. If I do, I might try to snag one more out here on this side somewhere. If not, then I don't know. Tomorrow might just be a whatever day for me, and try to start getting things set up for this island tour. Hopefully, I have it all set up by Monday. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something. I've learned something. I got my teacher always watching me. Glenn, thank you so much for keeping me on my toes and teaching me things along the way. Highly appreciate that. And yeah, we can go ahead and slide on out of here. That's all I got for you. You guys have a good one. This is CardboardSim. We signing out.